Hey there and welcome back to my channel. My name is Georgina. I'm the Honest Vocal Coach. I teach singing all day every day when I'm not making videos like this one. If you want to work with me, you can do. I offer critique and also an online singing course. Plus, if you didn't know, I have a podcast, so you can listen to my podcast wherever you are, me chatting with some awesome singers and about singing and some great artists in general. The links are below, and if you like what you see today, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. So last Tuesday I did the evolution of Ariana Grande and I really enjoyed it. It was so fascinating to listen to her as a very young child and then as she grew up through the years and how her voice changed. So you guys have been on it. You were like, right then, you need to do more on this one. So I've got a few more planned. I've got Taylor Swift, I've got Rihanna, and I'm hoping you're going to send me a few more suggestions. So today is Taylor Swift Vocal Evolution 1992 to 2020 or 2020, however you want to call it. 2020, one of the worst years ever. So glad when it's over. Anyway, we're going to be listening to Taylor Swift from when she was little until literally now. And I'm going to be analysing how her voice has changed. Let's dive in.
Oh, I just can't wait to be king. Oh, I just can't wait to be king.
Oh, bless her cotton socks. Not very in tune. It's all very up here like a child's voice normally is. Not much going on for her at this point. But she's on it, Ickle. Give her time.
He does that star-spangled banner, yeah.
Is this a thing? Are these vocal evolutions always going to have the Star-Spangled Banner chucked in? Do all talented kids who end up becoming famous have to do this? Is this like a thing? Anyway.
Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
That was great. I know I'm not supposed to be comparing it with Ariana's from last week, but this, technique-wise, was actually better than Ariana's. Ariana's pushed hers. It was very chesty. It's kind of throaty. There's a belt there. Not much breast support. Whereas with Taylor's, she had much better breath control. Not a great sort of use of mouth in terms of diction and placement and things, but her support wasn't too bad at all.
Who knows what goes through his mind when he plays a song he brings along? Everybody say like how you play the melody.
Oh, do you know how difficult it is to play the guitar and sing at the same time? It really does take some skill. It takes many, many years of being comfortable with yourself. And she was doing all right. Wow, you can really hear that Taylor tone in this. So now she's definitely shifted. That maturity is happening now. She's going through puberty at this point, and that distinctive Taylor tone is starting to come through. Again, very good breath control, not pushing from the throat. Very nice. Okay, not the best on the belt in there. It was all a little bit like this. But she's still fairly young, so at the end of puberty now. So she's definitely using more of her vocal registers. Her breath control is still reasonably good, but a little bit nasally placed on the belt.
By the way, I hate that stupid old pickup truck. You never let me drive. You bring redneck heart.
Still sounds quite young. It's like a high-toned larynx sound.
No, no, no. You should have said no. You should have gone home. You should have thought twice before you let it all go. You should have known that
Wow, so she's now learning to belt a little bit more. Her belt is definitely better. Still a little bit pushy, but not quite as much as it was in the previous clip. She's dancing more here. She's in the rain. Obviously, it was an effect for the performance, but she still sounds super young. That distinctive thing that she does when she's singing the big notes, and also hallelujah. If you listen close, there's an intentional break twice there as it goes from one to the other. Don't think I sung the right notes there, but I was just trying to point out the changes. Now, this is a thing that she does when she's performing live, this kind of pullback, and I'm not entirely sure why she does it. I think it's maybe more of a stage kind of, this is the belt moment, but I can't see how that's actually going to improve her singing, because there's going to be some strain on the front of the chest at that point.
There's something about the way the street looks when it's just rain. There's a glow off the pavement. Walk me to the car, engine up.
She's definitely more breathy here. She's using more of her head voice, and she's singing things a little lower. I think she's realised as she's got older, her tone suits the lower notes better than those higher notes.
I wanna ask you to dance right there in the middle of the parking lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, the belt's definitely better. She's improving in the belt, but there is still a little push here. But technically, in most belting, it's pushy. That's what it is. You just got to get it as comfortable as possible. So it's more about breast support than pushing from the throat. It's like having a balance 50-50. Her belt's great here. She's using a bit more twang, and she's knowing how to, she's belting better without so much push.
Keep your feet ready, heartbeat steady.
There's some really unusual hairdos. I was just thinking, on the top of that bush, there was a guy with a really distinct kind of mullet, and this guy, I'm not really sure what you would call that hairdo. You'll have to let me know in the comments. Ah, control here is superb. From chest to the head voice, it's very well done. This clip makes me feel like there's a little bit of auto-tune, because some of those changes on the E was very clean. It just made me think, wow, that there's something controlling that maybe. Yep, her belting's got much better. There's definitely more twang in it. She's able to support it. It's not quite as young and sort of whiny and nasally as it was when she started. She's learning.
I remember when we broke up, the first time seeing this is it, I've had enough. It's like we hadn't seen each other in a month when you said you needed space. What?
I love that song. That's one of my favourite songs by her. What? It's great.
Remember when you hit the brakes too soon? 20 stitches in a hospital room. When you started crying, baby, I did too. When the sun came up, I was looking at you. Remember when we couldn't take the heat? I walked out, I said I'm setting you free, but the monsters turned out to be just trees. When the sun came up, you were looking at me.
This is great, really well controlled. Not much vibrato yet in her voice. I've always found her voice didn't really have much vibrato at all until recently. And I think that's because she did have a tendency to over push. So the vocal folds were tight. They were tight. So once they're really tight, you can't really maneuver on the agility, and the vibrato's not going to come through so much.
You were looking at me.
Great vowel modification. Looking at May, not me, May.
Oh, you were looking at me. Boys only want love if it's torture. Don't
This song, so many of my students wanted to do this one.
say I didn't warn you.
Really well controlled.
And I know it's long gone. There was nothing else I could do. I'll forget about you long enough to forget who I needed to. Sometimes I wonder when you sleep.
There is such a wonderful warmth to her lower register.
Are you ever dreaming of me? Sometimes when I look into your eyes, I pretend you're mine all the damn time. Is it true that I said all that? Is it true that you're in my head? 'Cause I know that it's delicate. Oh Lord, take me, my joy is my baby. I'll be using for the rest of my life. Using for the rest of my life.
Very well done there. Really good.
Sometimes in the middle of the night I can feel you again, but I just miss you and I just wish you were a better man.
That country accent in seems to run throughout. Little bit less when you look at Shake It Off and those singles, but she's definitely back into it now with Folklore and Evermore.
Be with you. Ooh, London boy, I enjoy
Really good control. Oh, I remember this one. Oh, I've reacted to this before. I'll put a link above. It was just a beautiful performance of Lover. I think it was Strictly. Yeah, Strictly.
And you'll say all your dirtiest jokes for me.
She's so grown into her own, don't you think?
Part of me that you didn't touch. My body, my love, my trust. And I hate to make this all about me, but who am I supposed to talk to? What am I supposed to do?
That was awesome. I really enjoyed that. Looking at little Taylor, and right through her vocal evolution. And at the moment, she's doing so well. Album after album in 2020. I'm really enjoying the last two albums. I think it's definitely different to her previous stuff, but it does feel more like where she started. Her voice has transitioned so much. She used to overbell, overpush. She didn't really have control of those high notes, but now she does. She's definitely employing a lot more twang, so she's able to control the voice a lot more. Her breath control's been reasonably good her whole career, but there's some depth now developing in her voice. Still a lack of vibrato for me, but I think that that's going to develop over time. So let me know what you think of this one. Who else would you like me to do a vocal evolution of? And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, loves.